So let's proceed to the lesson 4, sexual health. Sexual health involves the overall well-being and positive expression of one's sexuality, including respectful relationships, safe behaviors, and access to healthcare and support. So it is important aspect of overall well-being for individuals of all genders and ages. So sexual health is a broad topic that encompasses physical, emotional, mental, and social well-being related to sexuality. So it involves a positive approach to sexual relationships and experiences, as well as the prevention and treatment of sexually transmitted infection or STIs, contraception, fertility, and sexual dysfunction. So it is important to prioritize open communication, education, and access to healthcare service to maintain good sexual health. Next is methods of contraception or natural and artificial. So, contraception is the deliberate use of certain methods to prevent pregnancy. So, first is i-discuss nato ang natural method. So, natural method is rely on tracking of woman's menstrual cycle to determine when she is most fertile and avoiding intercourse during those times. So, methods include, first is fertility awareness and methods or FAM. So, kaya siya is nagatrack na siya sa changes in cervical mucus, body temperature, and menstrual cycle to identify fertile and non-fertile days. And the second is withdrawal or pull-out method. So the man withdraws his penis from the vagina before ejaculation to prevent sperm and from entering the woman's body. And the third is abstinence. Kana siya is not engaging in sexual intercourse. So next is natural family planning. So natural family planning is or NFP, also known as fertility awareness-based method. So it is a type of contraception that involves tracking a woman's menstrual cycle to determine the fertile and infertile phases. So it relies on identifying when ovulation occurs and avoiding unprotected intercourse during fertile period to prevent pregnancy. So and the next is calendar method. So it is predicts fertile days based on the length of a woman's menstrual cycle over several months. And the next is standard days method. So the standard days method or SDM is a natural family planning method that is simpler than the calendar method. So it is specifically designed for women with regular menstrual cycles between 26 to 32 days long. So here how it works. So first is to identify the fertile window. So in the SDM is the fertile window is fixed from day 8 to day 19 of a woman's menstrual cycle, regardless of the actual length of her cycle. And the second is abstinence or barrier methods. So couples using the SDM should avoid unprotected intercourse during the fertile window to prevent pregnancy. If they choose to have intercourse during this time, they should use a barrier method such as condoms to reduce the risk of pregnancy. And the third is regular monitoring. So women need to track their menstrual cycle to determine if they fall within the range suitable for the standard days method. If a woman's cycle length varies or falls outside the 26 to 32 days range, this method may be appropriate. And the fourth is use caution. While the SDM is straightforward, it may not be as effective as other methods of contraception, especially for women with irregular cycles. So it is essential to understand the fertility can vary and unexpected factors can influence menstrual cycle length. And the fifth is consideration for long-term use. So the SDM can be a convenient option for women who prefer non-hormonal birth control methods and have irregular menstrual cycles. However, it is essential to evaluate its effectiveness, and consider alternative methods if needed. So, as with any method of contraception, so couples should carefully consider their options, assess their individual circumstances, and consult with healthcare providers for personalized advice. Is artificial method. So it involves the use of devices, medication, or surgical procedures to prevent pregnancy. So this includes first is barrier methods. So barrier methods is example ana is ang condoms, diaphragm, or cervical caps. So ang condoms is ginagamit na siya sa lalaki and sa male and female na mag-create siya a barrier to prevent sperm from reaching the egg. So, ang diaphragm is isa na siya kasali condom-shaped device na gina-insert into sa vagina to cover the cervix and block sperm. And the cervical cap is similar to diaphragm but smaller, fits over the cervix. The second is hormonal methods. So, example is birth control pills, birth control patch, or birth control shot. So, ang birth control pills is contains synthetic hormones to prevent ovulations and thicken cervical mucus. And that birth control patch is a patch worn on the skin that release hormones to prevent ovulation. Birth control shot, an injection of progestin hormone every 3 months to prevent ovulation. And the third is long-acting reversible contraceptives or LARCs. So, example is intrauterine devices or IUDs and implants. So, IUDs or intrauterine devices is a small T-shaped devices inserted into the uterus to prevent pregnancy. They can be hormonal or non-hormonal. So, implant is a small, flexible rod inserted under the skin of the upper arm, releasing hormones to prevent pregnancy for several years. Next is, and fourth is emergency contraception. So, emergency contraceptive pills or morning after pills taken after unprotected intercourse to reduce the risk of pregnancy. And the next is copper intrauterine device or co-IUD. It can be used as emergency contraception if inserted within a certain time frame after unprotected intercourse. And the fifth is sterilization. So it permanent methods such as tubal ligation or for women or vasectomy is for men to block the fallopian tubes or vas deferens respectively, preventing sperm from reaching the egg.
The material self, according to William James, pertains to objects, places, or even people which have the label mind. Such possessions are viewed as extension of individual identity. He pointed out that the material self is consists of the things that belong to a person or entities that a person belongs to. Our material self is constantly changing as we grow, or age, and experience the world around us. The material self is composed of body, family, clothes, and other material things. Physical body is the foundation of our physical existence and influence how we interact the world. Possessions, they can also provide us with a sense of security and comfort. Relationship, this connection provide us with a sense of belonging and security. Two subclasses of material self, the bodily self and extracorporeal self. The body self is composed of the intimate parts of the person. It includes our body's aspects such as physical. The extracorporeal self, also known as the extended self, includes the people of great significance to us. Spiritual self refers to the non-physical aspect of our being. It includes our values, beliefs, and sense of purpose. Our spiritual self is what gives our life meaning and direction. Beliefs are the things that we hold to be true. They can be religious beliefs, or they can be more general beliefs about the world. Our beliefs can also be shaped by our family, culture, and other experiences. Values or the things that are important to us, behavior and our decisions, our sense is the reason why we get out of bed in the morning. Our sense of purpose can came from our work, our relationship, or our spiritual. Our material self and spiritual self is important for living a happy and fulfilling life. Our material self allows us to interact with the world around us, while our spiritual self gives our life meaning and direction.
Hi, I am this James Simon and I will report the political self. The political self is an aspect of one's identity that involves political beliefs, engagement, and values. It shapes attitudes toward governance and social justice, and participation in the democratic process. It plays a role in shaping public discourse and pursuing positive change in society. Political self is refers to individual awareness and comprehension of their own political beliefs, values, and opinions. It involves reflecting on one's own experience, values, and perspective to develop a deeper understanding of their political identity. Political self is understanding involves recognizing the impact of personal experience on political beliefs and values. It helps understand why so passionate about the environmental issue and guides in making informed decision and taking action.